Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm making another Crockpot meal and I'm going to be making creamy chicken orzo soup. So what I have here that I'm starting with is 2 boneless skinless chicken breasts. I also have 3 small chicken thighs. Whenever I make any type of chicken soup, I like to use at least 1 piece of chicken if I have it on hand that has the skin or the bone. I just think it makes the soup taste so much better. So I am going to take the majority of the fat off because I don't want the soup to be greasy. So I'm going to finish doing that and then we're going to get the chicken seasoned up before we get started on our other ingredients. To season the chicken, all I'm going to be using is black pepper and salt. I will be adding more salt and black pepper to the broth once I get everything into the pot, but just a simple seasoning of salt and pepper is all you need. So now I'm going to throw the chicken into the pot. Here I have 2 cups of water that I've added about 3 heaping tablespoons of the Better Than Bouillon chicken flavor, and I am going to also be adding more liquid. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the chicken stock into the pot, and then we're going to get to work on our vegetables. Here I have about 6 or 7 stalks of celery. I really like to use the leaves in my chicken soup, so I'm adding all of those leaves. I think they give it a lot of good flavor. I also have some onion. I ended up just using that one that I had peeled. It was plenty. I have 3 cloves of garlic. I did end up adding 2 more. I have some bay leaves, salt and pepper, and my baby carrots. Now I'm chopping up my vegetables, and when I make a cream soup, I really like the vegetables to be small. If I'm making a vegetable soup or a regular chicken noodle soup, I usually cut the vegetables a little bigger, but when I make a cream soup, I like the vegetables to be small. So same thing with the garlic, I decided to crush it instead of mince it. Now that I have all of that in the pot, I'm adding my bay leaves. I also added more salt and pepper at this point. I'm adding an additional 2 cups of water, another 2 cups, and then 1. So we're at 7 cups of liquid. Now that I have all that in there, I'm just going to get the top on. I'm going to set this on high for 3 hours, and then I'm going to check the meat. It's been 3 hours and the meat is cooked. I'm going to turn my pot down to low, take the meat out, shred it up, put it back in, and I'm going to let this go for another 3 hours on low. I have 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter in my pan melting. While I'm waiting for that to melt, I'm going to start by adding 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1/2 cup of milk. I like to use a total of 1.5 cups of either half and half milk, heavy whipping cream, whatever you have on hand. I find that half and half or heavy whipping cream with the milk, works the best, but it probably would work with just milk. Now that my butter is melted, I'm starting with, I have a 1/2 cup of flour there that I'm going to mix in to my butter to make the roux. And I'm just going to keep stirring this, cook it down so there's no more clumps of flour because you don't want to taste that flour. I do end up adding a little bit more of the flour. I don't add the whole 1/2 cup. Here I'm just adding a little bit of black pepper. I really like a lot of black pepper in my soups, especially in cream soups, so it might be overload. You don't have to add that much. Added my cream and milk, a little more black pepper, and I just kept stirring until all the clumps were gone and it got to the consistency I liked. Then I put it back into my crock pot. I did turn my pot back up to high at this point. So I gave that, I put it in and then I ended up whisking it a little bit, put it on high, put the lid on, and I left it for about 45 minutes. In the meantime, I started boiling my orzo. I don't put pasta or rice in a crock pot when I'm making a crock pot soup. I just prefer it on the side, especially if I'm going to be freezing the soup. I really don't like how the pasta and the rice comes out. So got that done on the side, and it's ready for when the soup is done. I decided just to make some garlic knots with the grand biscuits. So all I did was I took each biscuit, I cut it in half and rolled it. I made a little knot. I popped it in the oven. I think it was set on 350 and it took about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Once they were done, I just brushed it with some butter that I had added some garlic powder and Italian seasoning to. And these turned out really good. Then it was time for dinner, and here's how my soup came out. I had a couple of those garlic knots on the side. It went really well with it. I did end up adding some saltine crackers to my soup. I only add saltine crackers if I'm eating a cream soup. I don't know if anybody else does that or if it's just me. But if I have cream soup, I have to have saltine crackers. And if it's any other type of soup, I don't use crackers. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you around. I will have the Crocktober playlist link below, so make sure to check that out. And that's going to do it. So I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.